Vinyl community, Cliff the Vinyl Cheapskate here. That's too low. Here doing a video for Pat, Ground Zero Salem. I was doing a contest called Evolving Opinions Contest, so I'm going to do a quick entry for that. Got 3 things to show that I've got evolved, that my opinions have changed over the years. That's what the contest is about, is showing stuff that, you know, your opinions changed over the years, and, you know, just talking about it, explaining why maybe a little bit. But we're listening to Friday M, great LP. Saw the guys show this on the live stream last night. Saw it. Ryan Kidd and Dr. October do a live stream every other Saturday, and I hopped on for a little bit and they showed that, so I wanted to listen to it this morning. Yeah, so let's get started. I'm gonna start out with one where it's more of like it's a genre I used to be really into when I was young, like late teens, early 20s. I was really into grindcore back then, and I kind of fell out of that. I did keep a couple. I had a couple, but a couple CDs to show, but grindcore really doesn't do it anymore. I still kind of like this because it's interesting and weird, but for the most part, I sold all my grindcore. I don't even have any LPs of grindcore anymore, I don't think. I've got a couple 7-inches and a couple CDs, but yeah, the Locust, I saw these guys live and they're really weird and fun. So I still kind of like the Locust, and this band Flesh Parade, still kind of interesting. But yeah, for the most part, man, I kind of fell off with the whole grindcore thing. But yeah, that's one where I used to be super into that genre, and I just can't. It's just, there's not enough to it most of the time. I mean, there's exceptions, like I said. Like, Carcass is an exception. Their early stuff could be considered grindcore. Gore grind is fun because it's more death metal-y approach in there. But there, you know, most of the time it's just blast beats and screaming, and I can't do it anymore. But yeah, that's one. Another one that I've got that I used to be, another one that I've got is just where 2 of my favorite bands, they kind of flopped into like which one's my favorite and which one's not. When I was young, and don't get me wrong, I still love me some Iron Maiden. But when I was young, Iron Maiden was like top of the line, up top on my favorite of like the bigger, more mainstream metal bands. And I rock Iron Maiden constantly. This is a weird, I picked a weird one because I just wanted to show a weird record. This is a weird, like, boot, I think, of them playing in Japan. But pretty sweet. This is a cool one. I got this a long time ago. But yeah, like I said, it's a double LP too. Not the best sound quality on this live album either, though. I've listened to it a couple times, and it's like, well, 2 in 1. And the sound quality is rough on that bad boy, but still a cool record. But Iron Maiden and Judas Priest were always 2 of my top tiers. And like, again, I'm showing a comp for my Judas Priest because of this photo right here. Great. Now they've swapped. The older I get, the more I love me some Judas Priest. I've always loved Judas Priest, but I think that the evolving opinion part is just that when I was younger, Iron Maiden was top of the line, top tier for me. Now it's kind of swapped, where like Iron Maiden's down here and Judas Priest is up here. Just, I don't know what it is about Judas Priest. The older I get, the more and more I love him. And it's just, that's how it is now, you know what I mean? Next, we're gonna talk a little Black Sabbath. Now, when I was young, I thought the only Black Sabbath you needed was the Ozzy Black Sabbath. And I know now, as an older person who has really dove deep into the Sabbath, that is completely and utterly wrong. All the Dio Sabbath is completely essential. So I got this other Sabbath. So this is Dio era. This is late. This is when Dio came back. There's an earlier Dio era, and then there's this Dio era. But we're not going to get too far into Black Sabbath history. I'm sure anyone watching my channel probably knows a bit about Black Sabbath. But I'm going to talk about this record in particular because it's a cool double LP version that they re-released in 2019. And it was the first official reissue of this, I think, in a very, very, very long time. But yeah, it's a cool gatefold edition. The deluxe edition. I think this was like $30, $35, something like that when I bought it. I don't remember. But yeah, this was a special edition that I think Rhino Records did, or yeah, Rhino Records did this special edition of it. Yeah, pretty sweet gatefold. And this has a bunch. The second disc is it's just a bunch of live tracks, which is pretty freaking sweet. Oh yeah, no, there's some B-sides and single edition, a B-side. Yeah, there's a bunch of cool stuff that's on the second record, which is pretty sweet. Well, and you know what? I'm probably listening to this next after I've done this video. But that was a cool one. I actually went to Barnes & Noble and bought that on BarnesandNoble.com. I never buy things from Barnes & Noble, but I searched everywhere to find a copy of that, and Barnes & Noble was the only one that had one, and I just snatched it as quick as I could. I was super excited about that. And then we got the Tony Martin era, which is like the Dumped On era, but this album is a solid, like, doomy, kind of doomy, kind of traditional heavy metal beast of an album. I love this record. People crap on this all the time, and this is a bootleg. I'm not forking out $100, $150 for an Iron Maiden record, or not Iron Maiden, for a Black Sabbath record. But it's on a white vinyl. It's an unofficial re-release. But you know what? This thing sounds great. They did a great job on this. And then we've got... And then, like, even the stuff that's even less highly regarded than the Tony Martin era, I love this album, too. And I think this is a really good one. And people just... Honestly, anything with Tony Iommi on it can be good with me. But yeah, they're my evolving opinions. So, quick video entry. Cheers. Check out Pat's channel, Ground Zero Salem. Shows great rock and roll stuff, punk, hardcore, metal. I notice I feel like our tastes align a lot with him. So check his channel out. He's really good stuff. He's been doing it a long time. And cheers, everybody.